praise in my heart, got a praise on my lips, got a praise in every chance that I get. I get so excited about what he's done for me. So excited, yeah. So excited about what God's done for me. So excited, I get. Got a praise in my heart, got a praise on my lips, got a praise in every chance that I get. I get so excited about what God's done for me. So excited, I get so excited about what God's done for me. So excited, yes.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas to you all. I'm so happy to see all of you and be with you on this beautiful Christmas Eve, and happy anniversary to the very special Christmas presentation that we put on last year to celebrate in the midst of the pandemic. Well, guess what? Things have reopened, vaccines are flowing, people are flying, and a very special Christmas is still appropriate and timeless because quiet is kept. It's still a pandemic. So hopefully you got your negative testing before you jumped on that plane, jumped in that car to head to go see loved ones, because we're spreading cheer, not COVID. Clap your hands if you believe it. It is so good to be with you. I am representing Rosie Balloons behind me. You see my background along with my shadow in my hands. I'm very handsy today. I think it's because I watched the Becoming the Ricardos, and Lucy always talked with her hands, so I think I'm still in my zone. But anyway, but the background that you see behind me was created by Rosie's Balloons. That the tree right there, that was provided by one of the tribers, Miss Mary Smith, who happens to be a member of our church. And the decorations, another triber, my God, Mommy Lanessa. And we put all that stuff together and made it happen. And I did some botched up decorating here with the boxes, the gifts. That's what they're supposed to be called. Yeah, the gifts. Yes, so it's a very, very special Christmas, and I'm very, very happy to be with you all. But surprise! Guess who's joining us this night to celebrate the anniversary of a very special Christmas? The one and the only CEO of Doc Hop Entertainment, Wayne Hopkins. There he is, all the way from South Carolina.
Whoa. Happy Merry Eve.
Right.
The most important women in the Bible, Mary and Eve. This is their night. So
yes.
Happy anniversary to a very special Christmas to our pastoral princess, Lady Fran, my entire family here locally in the city of Greenville, the Emerald City of the upstate of South Carolina. They send you greetings, as do I. Thanks for having me back.
Thank you.
A year has gone by just like that, huh?
Yes, a whole year, and we are still kicking.
Hard to believe that it's gone by so fast, but let me tell you, the impact of our little special from last year really has gone far and wide. I think we've got something that will be right up there with Charlie Brown, with Jingle Jangle, with The Grinch, all the rest. And I think it combines, I don't want to spoil it, even though it's already been out for a year, it's special. So I think we have to commemorate it as such, as part of our memories that we created during the pandemic and beyond. I'm all about the beyond at dochopint.com. So listen, this is all a part of that special Christmas. I mean, hey, very special, and much more to come from here.
Absolutely. And so I also have a special presentation because I have our young people, and I'm actually going to send this little notice out so they'll be able to watch it on the YouTube channel. And I'm going to be showing the presentation from our Christmas program from this Sunday, and now you're going to hear the kid version of some songs, and I have to admit, there's this one beautiful young lady who's going to sing one of the songs that I did on the very special Christmas. I think she did it better than I did. Her voice is so angelic. When you hear it, it's all of the feels. Yes, it's all of the feels that you have when you think of Christmas. So we'll get to that in a minute. But the first thing I want to show. Yeah, the first thing that I want to show everyone, I had the opportunity. So as I've said previously, that I have this newly acquired like for editing, and so I was asked to edit. I was asked to edit a video of a community event that took place at the Yvonne Burke Senior Center for young people. They did a toy giveaway, and the name of the group, they're called Bro Code Entertainment. Two great men that have a love for God that did this wonderful song, and I put the video together kind of like a music video for them to advertise their event and them actually performing. So I want to open with that, and that'll also give me an opportunity to send the parents a message on on our group text that they'll be able to check it out. So without further ado, here comes Bro Code. So here we go. This is gonna be good. As soon as I put my finger on it. There it is. Okay.
Well. Look what we have here.
I just wanna be a blessing. Every morning when I wake up, I just wanna bless somebody. I just wanna be a blessing.
We want to bring Bro Code. Can Bro Code come to the stage, please? Bro Code, what's up with it? We need you. Let's go. Down. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. Make some noise. Come on, y'all, because they here. They get it out.
Never bite the hand that feeds you. I don't really want, I don't need much. Surrounded with enough for my equals. I don't want no spread, I can teach you. Spending all this money on my peoples. Breadwinner. G-star jeans, eating 5-star dinners. Damn, a long way from a 2-piece dinner. Ain't no fun if the roof ain't missing. Pay attention. If you got it, better bless somebody. Now this money finna throw it in the party, cause it ain't no fun if the homies ain't got it. Now this world say goodbye when your money gone. That's where the honey go. Always been like that since a long time ago. That's why I feel funky, and you always gon' stay broke. I gotta build me before I build you. She want a real man, but I can't heal you. You wanna get one life, I gotta heal too. My mama see my new whip, so you brand new. She want one too. My granny wanna come home, but ain't no home to come home to. I'll build it with my hands if I had to. I'm saying prayers for the brains of the
I wanna be a blessing. Every morning when I wake up, I just wanna bless somebody. I just wanna be a blessing. Every morning when I wake up, I just wanna bless somebody. Thank God, life ain't like without favor. Times get hard, stay prayed up. Even when they good, be faithful and be thankful. I'm trying to help somebody, in my back just to bless somebody. Not just my friends, I mean everybody, anybody. If they ain't got it, you know I got it. My mama said a prayer for me today, and my granny been praying. The world is getting crazy every day, and they pray it don't change me. The devil won't throw a shot to me. I'm still unfaded. I got a whole mustard feel the faith. Can't nothing break me. I wanna be a blessing. Every morning when I wake up, I just wanna bless somebody. I wanna be a blessing. Every morning when I wake up, I just wanna bless somebody.
That's really the motto all next year, man. Bless somebody. Wake up trying to do something good for somebody for no reason, man. We gonna keep it going. Bro, code. Bless somebody. I wanna be a blessing. Every morning when I wake up, I just wanna bless somebody.
All right. I'm so proud of them.
Awesome,
They did.
awesome, awesome.
Now, if you notice, they're the violins. They offer those classes there at the center, and the young lady that's the teacher, she's well known for playing the blue electric violin, and my mom knows her name. So, mom, put her name in the chat for me. She plays the blue electric violin, and it's always so cute. But she always finds a way to give back to the community, and so I wanted to give a big shout out to Bro Code. Thank you for trusting me for your graphic design and video editing. It was fun. I had a good time doing it, and so I was glad I was able to share that.
That was fantastic.
Okay.
First of all, let me just say a couple things in there, Lady Fran, because first of all, that community outreach, notice that it was raining in Los Angeles. A lot of people don't ever get to see that or understand. So it's already difficult sometimes when the holidays impact children who don't have all of this or what we think is traditional Christmas. It can have a very deep impact. And to see our young brothers stepping forward with their music, their own style, all of those stories, that is what giving, that's what the season is really all about, that sharing.
Absolutely.
And positive imagery and the way that you captured that in the video, that is what people need to know. This whole pandemic season has given birth to so many small and independent minority-owned businesses, woman-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses. I got one, you got one, and so many of our friends. And what we've done in our community is just to support one another, to utilize our talents, gifts.
You're absolutely right. And that was the cool thing about it. I was able I was able to work with them because of
the last little piece I gotta say. Okay.
Sorry, because it froze up. Yeah.
Okay. I was just going to say, parents, invest in music lessons for your children. Voice lessons by Lady Fran, piano lessons, violin lessons. Your children, first of all, your children need to know music because we're musical people. Secondly, they need to know how music is supposed to be done so that even if they have a natural gift, they can build upon those gifts with knowing how things are supposed to be. Now, thirdly, this is just for the churchy among us. Your kids need to have music lessons so that they can know how to find their parts. Okay, a whole lot of choir rehearsals get real touchy because people don't know where the soprano and the altos and all that kind of stuff. So teach them an instrument. Teach them.
I can't hear nobody. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to preach tonight, but I'm just saying, in the spirit of Christmas, and as you invest in the future, you're investing in your child's future. It's all about that.
Yes.
It starts in life, and it all starts here at the holidays with a very special Christmas. So here we are.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mom. Lila Hood, the blue violin. Thank you. That's her name. And you can find her on Instagram. She offers classes, and it's just awesome. Now, how I came in contact with Broco was through Markel Coleman, who has a company called BPC Productions, and he was contracted to do to video the entire event. And him and his son, they, had their own cameras going and the lights and everything. So they captured the footage, and then the fun part happens when you take all of that good footage and you put it together and you produce. And so that was fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And so now I have some children that have stayed up so that they can see this. So I'm going to hurry up and do this because they have to get to sleep after they put the cookies and milk out. I'm gonna rush to this real quick, and I'm going to share this video of our Christmas presentation from this Sunday, and I hope you all enjoy. Here we go.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
He was very overzealous.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Everybody together, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Holy Mount Calvary Missionary Baptist Church in the beautiful city of Los Angeles, California, on the corner of 111th and Main, where Dr. Leonard E. White is pastor and King Jesus reigns. This is a shameless plug. Shameless. Shameless.
You know, I'm getting mine ready as
Plus
well.
the
Don't
Sunday
worry.
before Christmas. You better. Featuring Ashton Chestnut, Ava Dior Wilmore, Mackenzie Namak, Riley Eglin, Kalia Gibson, Minister Mary Wynn, Michaela Namak, Darren Gibson, DeAnthony Young Jones, Alana Shrubby, Sister Erin Gibson, Sunday school teacher, Quinn Gibson, here's our first little lady, Miss Ava Dior Wilmore. It was a remix. She was making up her own words. Oh, there it is. She had her own groove.
Yes. That tambourine, I see it.
Listen. Sorry about the little bit of feedback. I knew it was coming. Sorry, you guys. Oh, okay. Did it freeze? Is it frozen? Oh, okay. She had all kind of stuff going. She had her own feelings. I mean, she was working.
How old is she?
I want to say 3. Those jingle bells were light. Those jingle bells were light and gentle, a sweet reminder of the holiday celebrated in December. I know you know. How could you forget? Quinn's soprano solo will be splendid. She showed out.
Christmas time is here.
Yes.
Happiness and cheer. Fun for all that children call.
so sorry about the feedback, guys.
Could always see specks through view.
I told you, she did it way better than me.
That is too sweet.
Isn't it?
Love it.
Okay, I'm gonna let this one song play, and then I'll come back to this later so we can get to ours.
In the pulpit with a smile.
This is one of our tribers, and she's on tonight,
Okay.
so she gets to see herself.
With a smile and grace, she wanted to share her song of praise. A song befitting for an infant king. What thrill of hope would O Holy Night bring?
Accompanied by Lady Frankie Johnson White.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining till he appeared and the soul felt his word. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices upon the
You
grave.
got the soprano.
A new and glorious morn.
Yeah, right.
Fall on your
Your
knees.
knees.
Oh,
Oh, hear the angels' voices.
Oh,
All night when Christ was born. All night divine. All night. All night divine. Last time. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angels' voices. The night divine. All night when Christ was born. All night divine. All night divine. Now you know I don't sing soprano. I felt like my
Sing it better
granny
than I
for
do.
5 seconds. Woo! Yes, we definitely have fun. We definitely have fun with this. And so what happens after this, there is a story. The story is told, "Twas the Night Before Christmas" by our own sister Erin Gibson. We'll come back to that in a minute.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
That was
Yeah.
beautiful. That's awesome. You know, I love the babies. I gotta do
Yes.
this because I cannot. I would be remiss if I did not mention First Timothy Missionary Baptist Church, and we
Yes.
presented ours also last Sunday. Merry Christmas, First Timothy. They actually asked to do
Absolutely.
a video. Our kids asked to do a video, so we put that together and we presented it, posted it. I'll repost it for those who would like to see. But definitely hats off to the kids understanding that we have to be flexible and adjustable. And your kids,
Yes.
our kids. And here's the thing: people don't understand. Youth ministry is a unique and special calling. It requires special talents and gifts. There's a lot of great parents who can't handle youth ministry. Okay, there's a lot of
Yes.
youth ministers who are not actually parents because they can give and outpour in a way that the ministry just requires. That is not always easy to get. So hats off to all of those who work in youth ministry, especially those who don't have their
Absolutely.
own kids, but those who invest, adopt, share, buy the stuff, put the decorations, carpool rides, order the pizza. I know I'm preaching to somebody tonight. Okay,
You
bless your
preaching
youth
to
ministries,
me.
your youth pastors, bless them on the Christmas season. And if you don't do anything else, pray for them. I'm on a mission about
Yes.
prayer. First things first, pray. Pray for those who have contact and impact upon your children, because they see and hear things that you might not see and hear. So just pray that they are covered in Jesus' name. I'm gonna let it alone, but that was great.
Absolutely. And I have to say that our parents are absolutely amazing. This is
Excellent.
the thing. This was the first time that our children
Hmm.
had, that this crew of children have actually been together at the
Right, right,
same time to
right.
do an event. They haven't been
Hmm.
singing together
Right,
in
right.
2 years. And so within that 2 years, we've had some children age out of our youth
Hmm.
department.
Right,
They're in
right.
college. We have some that are in high
Hmm.
school, so they've been busy with things. And so what some don't understand, because oftentimes what happens, people will go, we have all these people in church and we know they have grandkids, but they're not bringing them to church. Well, guess
Right.
what? It's going to happen in its own time. There is a revolving door when
Yeah,
it
yeah,
comes to the youth department. Okay.
yep,
You
yep,
will find yourself constantly going back over and over again, teaching some of the same concepts, the same ideas, because it's a
yep,
new group of kids. And so the
yep.
idea is to impart as much wisdom, as much knowledge, as many skills as you possibly can, so that they can
Hmm.
take them and go out into the world. And then guess what?
Right,
They
right.
come back eventually
Yes,
when they go out and
yes,
they live their lives and they do things. We are planting seeds. I don't know why sometimes people think that it just has to stay right there in their church. How selfish is that? That
yeah.
seed has to go out there and
Come on.
grow and then
That
come
yes,
back with more resources. That's the
that is
whole
their
idea.
evangelism. Yep, that's how
Exactly.
you
And
do it.
so
Train them up.
I just love. Yeah, exactly, and I just love the fact that we have a brand new bundle of children,
Hmm.
an awesome conglomerate of parents that are
Love it.
interested in their children being a part of something, and the reviews have been amazing. The parents are pleased with what their children are doing, and we are looking forward to a wonderful 2022. So I'm thoroughly excited. I have parents that they were sending me text messages letting me know that Ava's mom sent me a message. Yes, she's 3 years old, and so I'm
Yes,
happy. And then
wonderful,
also
wonderful.
the children have been looking at TV during the pandemic. They watched a lot of their lessons are have been online, and
Hmm.
so I thought that it would be awesome, to feature them. I wanted to the same way they watch credits at home, but now they
Right,
get to see
right.
their face on the big
Yep,
screen because they're
yep,
most of the parents, they watch the service on their big screen TVs or they watch the playbacks. And do you
yep.
know how amazing that has to be to see
Yes,
your face as a child, on the big screen and your name is being called? So I want children to always feel like you are the star. You don't have to wait to get to be 30 or 40 years old to be a star. It's not just for other people. You're just as
yes.
special. And so I'm so
Starts right
grateful.
now. Listen,
Yes,
listen.
and
I gotta share because I observed certain things, and I want the parents, everybody else, to understand. Your children, our
absolutely.
children, also, they were observing safe practices. They had their masks on, and I gotta
Did you
tell you,
see?
our kids were checking temperatures before they came in. They were making sure everybody had masks, hit the sanitizer, and then we had an interesting twist on ours because of the growth and people aging out and all that kind of stuff. We had some interesting
Yes.
things. we had a female majority cast this year, right? So we had some very interesting interpretations. Santa was a young lady, but she turned her mask into her beard. That was kind of fun. Then
Oh,
we had it was supposed to be gingerbread man, but we had Ginger. That became her name, and she was the ginger girl. Then we had
I
Frosty,
love it.
Frostie, okay, and she was the
Come
snow, and
on.
SNOWOMAN, the snow woman. So it was just a lot of great interpretation. And then our boys, Rudolph was a little guy, and he didn't want to be outsized by his cohorts, so he made sure that he delivered all his lines extra loud, and he stood up on the platform so he could still be taller than everybody. Look, they will tell you what they need from you.
Oh,
You do what they say, and they will give you their absolute best if you just give them the platform. So I love seeing what your kids are doing, our kids, and of course, here's the thing, because we talked about this. The audience may not know, but this is how we keep the church fellowships moving forward. We got to use what's
yes.
available in this day and time. We're in the future. The future
Yes.
is now. Okay, so if we don't
Yes.
embrace it and apply the traditions that we teach them, but allow them to interpret it in their own context, that's how it survives. We not, you know, I used, and I better not get in trouble, but let me just tell you, small children have no business moaning and groaning. Okay, I'm sorry, that is not their experience. Yes, we need to teach them the history behind that, but when I hear some little ones talking about nobody knows the trouble I've seen, what trouble? You have air conditioning and cable. There's no trouble. Stop with this. So teach them in context, and then let them use
Yeah.
what they have to the glory of God, and they will benefit
Yeah.
you just by being who you made them to be, who God has called them to be. So this is a great presentation, and I know there's more to
Absolutely.
come.
Yeah, I'm just so proud. I'm so proud of them, and I'm just glad that I was able to share. And thank you, parents, for allowing me to share a portion of it with you all. And now, without further ado,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
now listen, I have to say, I went back and watched this,
Yep.
and I laughed at the jokes
Yeah.
like it was the first time hearing it. Or
Yep.
should I say the second or the third? Because we had to do some outtakes because we lost it a couple of times. Not only that, but in editing, I got tired of listening to my, because I was trying not to do my full out, if you know me, Fran, holler laugh that I do. So I was trying to be reserved and ended up getting on my nerves, okay? But
Well,
it's
don't be so hard. Like I said, listen, take it back just a little bit. Go just a teeny rewind, because the birth of a very special Christmas is going to be a part of the ongoing history, right? Because this was born out of the times we were in the midst of the height of the
yes,
pandemic. Christmas was
out
really
of the
put on
trouble
hold.
we'd seen.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we can sing that. They can't, not for them, right? And so as a result, as the idea kind of came to life, and as the practical side of it in terms of how do you mount a production in times like we went in sanitizing and anointing the instruments just to make sure that there was no passage of the
Listen,
equipment was sanitized. We were using cell phones, camera. Listen, this was a real production, much like I did for 12, 13 years working at CBS, NBC, and all the rest. So the quality that Lady Fran put into this, I'm going to point to the right direction, so the audience knows our star and producer did this thing. It is just an honor to be a part of it. I'm telling you. Just keep it a trio. I'm
continue.
just saying.
Yeah. Not only that, but I also had time to practice with some I call it behind the scenes magic,
Right,
with
right.
adding some adding some vocals here
The
and
mystery
there, and
choir,
the mystery
Mr. Choir
choir was
3000.
in attendance. Oh my goodness.
Mr. Choir
Listen,
was singing with Reverend Wynn just now. That was awesome.
yes,
Hope she's not
yes,
mad we got to sing with her.
she appreciated this. She
Love it.
appreciated the singing along, and so I'm gonna open with our Christmas opening, and we'll go from there.
Go from there.
The Just Friend channel and Doc Hop Entertainment proudly present a very special Christmas. Welcome to a wonderland of music, fun, and laughter for children of all ages.
All right, keep it moving. Oh,
The Just Fran channel and Dot Hop Entertainment proudly present a very special Christmas.
I guess we got a
Welcome
replay.
to a wonderland of music, fun, and
My bad.
laughter for
Wonderland.
children
I'm
of
loving that.
all ages.
I was trying to put on my Disney voice.
Yes. Oh, perfect.
Play, sir.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. With the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of the cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the happiest season of all. With those holiday greetings and Christmas meetings when friends come to call. It's the happiest season of all. There'll be parties for hosting and marshmallows for toasting and caroling out in the snow. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmas this long, long ago. It's
You better read, girl.
the most wonderful time of the year.
Play, sir.
There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most
my mama playing
wonderful
right there.
time.
Yes.
It's the most wonderful time.
It's a whole orchestra.
Wonderful time of the year.
Bum bum. Yes.
Well, I could tell you that that brings back some very special memories. First of all, I don't think I mentioned this, but since we're in the spirit of it all, that actually was a part of the soundtrack for First Timothy's Christmas this year.
Hey! I love it. I love it.
I played it for one of the parents who wasn't able to be there, and their kids had kind of got the kids got too tall. But when she saw it come on, and what we did was a video montage of pictures from Christmases long long ago. Okay,
Oh, there we have it.
and when she heard it, she's like, "That's one of my favorites." It's little moments like that when we're creating memories that will be transported into the future. What we bring to
Yes.
this time now with us, that is what gets transplanted. I'm sure your little ones, first of all, that little baby had a tambourine, okay? And what I love about that particular song right there, that's got that 3/4 with the double clap thing. That's a very Baptist churchy thing. And that's one of the reasons that I like that up front, because as much as I try not to be churchy all the time, it just comes out. And I'm just trying to, be okay with it. It's the most wonderful time. Thank you, Jesus, Lord, of the year.
You gotta throw your head.
Yes.
If your hair don't fly in your face, you got
See, they don't know anything about that.
you gotta fight it away. Thank you, Jesus, and then to play it off so they don't know that you almost lost your wig. You just go into a Baptist fit.
Folks don't understand. We have to use what we have in everything we do. It's a survival tactic. I'm sure there's
Yes.
some parallel we can find in history and in the study. But there's little things like, and also I think of the person who made that most famous was Johnny Mathis, right? It was like very smooth and very elegant and whatnot. His voice was just so light and whatever. And what you do when you interpret that number, listen, you give it the soul. You give it the soul. I saw a quick documentary that a lot of our popular Christmas songs are actually written by Jewish people. They were secular.
Yes.
And they were written by people who were coming off of the blacklist. They were coming off of small opportunities that were taken away in Hollywood from writing screenplays and so forth. And they were able to write this holiday music, sell it to the record companies, and that's how they survived even in modern times. I'm not going to go into who didn't play the black people music, but I'm just saying that what we add to it
Hello.
brings it a whole nother level of life, gives
Yes.
it legs. And here we are, 50, 60, 70 years later. And songs like that still put the smile on the face. It is what it is.
Absolutely, yeah, but that's why when I posted the pictures of the screen before the video,
Right.
I
Mm-hmm.
put the name of the person who actually wrote it, and it was just amazing. I'm like, and half of these people, I've never heard of them before,
Right,
but
right.
other people performed the music, and then that's how we came to know it. And so
Yeah.
these songs are timeless. They are tales as old as time.
Yep.
That was my ode to Beauty and the Beast. But anywho,
Yeah, okay.
these songs are old, but they are.
Boobies. Yeah.
Come on,
All,
vibrato.
all I know is Be Our Guest, which is on a shout beat. Okay. Don't get me started.
Be our guest, put our magic to the test. Feel the okay. Now I'm about to, okay. Don't get me started because I know all of those songs.
Can.
Our service here is never second best. Come on and laugh and sing. Okay, I'm sorry. Woo. Okay. Can, can you tell I watched all the cartoon movies as a kid? Yes, I did, and as an adult, and as an adult.
The Bugs Bunny scene, another great shout.
Don't get me started on Bugs Bunny.
Just saying.
When Bugs Bunny came out with that orchestra
Okay.
and he threw those tails back, Figaro, Figaro si, Figaro ho, Figaro si, Figaro ho, Figaro si. Okay, I'm on
That
air. Sorry, y'all. I just had a moment.
That wasn't up with the Clark sisters, okay?
And then when it flapped, it kept rolling up every time he
Yeah.
took a deep breath.
Just saying. You can always tell a church kid. They're gonna take you somewhere.
And children, this is why this is why Dr. Hopkins and I do not play well with others. We have our own zone, and you guys just walked right into it. Sorry for you.
People get swept in. Yes, they do.
All caught up, just all caught up. All right, I'm gonna take them to you, and well, just be surprised with your life. Here we go. Oh, that's not it. I was opening something else. I'm having too much fun over here. That's part of the problem.
That's how we do it.
Oh my goodness, what is it? There he is.
Fran, the next song that I'd like to share is special because in this time of coronavirus and all the changes of the pandemic, many of us who are transplants to Los Angeles can't go home for Christmas. So for you to invite me here is very special.
Yeah, well, at least Mama Lita will have an opportunity to watch this because I've already heard you guys have some fantastic Zooms, especially that Masked Singer one and the chicken dinner meal that you created. That Christmas tree meal, that was beautiful.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
And Mama Lita is my mother, Mrs. Carmelita C. Hopkins
There
in
she
South
is.
Carolina.
Yeah.
She's the one where I got this from, similar to your mom and dad, who both are masters on the keys, and here you
Yeah.
are, master on the drums
they
and
are.
everything else that you do, ma'am.
I'll just be the jack of all trades, master of none. I'm okay with that. Really, I am.
Right. So true. So for those who can't get there to the folks, you can still have yourself a merry little Christmas.
It's the
Let your heart be light. Yeah, come on, play
I
the
get talked about so bad.
From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. There it is. Have yourself a merry
Come on,
little
slide.
Christmas.
Okay, that was cute.
On this Yuletide day.
I like how you changed that too.
From now on, our troubles will be far away.
Hey, hey, hey.
Dixie, help me out.
Here we are as in olden days. Happy golden days of yore.
Faithful friends who
Yeah.
are dear to us.
Yeah, not the fake ones.
They'll be near to us once more. Oh, listen here. Have
Come on.
yourself a churchy little Christmas.
Churchy.
Yeah, yeah.
As the fates allow, hang a shining star above the highest bough. And have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Have yourself Merry Christmas. Have
Yourself a merry little Christmas.
Hey, come on and lift your hands and tell God thank you.
Yes.
Whoa! I
That was
felt that thing.
If you don't know how to bring the merry, something's wrong with you. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Listen, this is why I even pointed out if the song was written by someone who did not even yet believe, okay, this is how I know that God can use anybody
Yes.
with his praise if we don't, okay? So there's somebody who, oh, I'm not celebrating, I'm not doing that. You're selling yourself short, you know. No one's
Yes.
asking you to do anything. And it doesn't cost you anything to spread a little cheer. All my Instagram posts have been put some cheer up in here. Put a smile on your face. Take a bath. Put some of that stuff up under your arm. Put that stuff in your hair. Fix yourself up so that you can be the gift. Be the gift. Shine, baby, shine. You know, you all down in the dumps and everything. Yes, stuff happens. You know, she was wrong, he was wrong, we was wrong, I was wrong. And what about it? We're still alive, we're still here, we've survived, as you said, 2 years of pandemonium. For some reason, we're still here. And if we can at least express some thanks, some gratitude, some cheer. And I tell the young people, I tell anybody, if you okay, if you got it all together, if your room is clean, your whatever, then help somebody else. Help somebody else have a Merry Christmas who doesn't have the family. I was able to come home this year. I haven't been home for Christmas in 3 years, something that was unheard of.
Wow.
So I understand that it's not always going to be perfect, but even in the imperfection, guess what? Jesus didn't come into a perfect situation. He came into an unstable state.
A hot mess. Unstable, stable. You better preach it.
And yet he came for you and for me. Now, if somebody says for
Boy.
I, tell them to fix their English. Come on over
Boy.
to .com for some proofreading, even your sermons. Preachers, I got you. Let me help you out with that. But
Listen, if you run, I'll
have no
skip.
right not to be merry on this Christmas season. Come on now.
Good God Almighty. Clap your hands if you receive it. If he said, take a bath and spread some cheer. Oh.
There shall be showers of blessing. Okay, and
You know, okay. See, no, I'm not doing this with you.
That Jean the Tay getting all that.
Please don't.
Yes, Irish Spring
Please
first
don't.
before you do the foremost. Okay.
For do they still wear red?
Commercial. Who's wearing red now?
Oh, because before White Diamond, everybody was on
Oh, red,
red.
the scent. Well, yeah. Listen, hey, what? And see, that's the other thing.
Nope.
When I'm home and I visit my old room, which has not changed in however many years since I left, there's
Stop it.
there's the Dracar that's still there. There's the Brute by Fabergé. Gentlemen, y'all know what I'm talking about. And see, I had grandparents that helped raise me, so I had some Vitalis, if you know what that is. Ladies may not know that's a guy thing. Ask your grandpa, ask your pappy, and them, ask dad. But Vitalis, Brute, Dracar, that was when we were moving up. And then, okay, there was a period in the early '90s, Obsession. I don't know if you remember that. Obsession.
Yes.
Possession was the cause of a lot of campus pregnancies. Uh, None that I
I
caused.
almost shut the
But
computer down.
don't
You
you?
stop it. See, this is why we don't talk. This right here. This right here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is us unadulterated. This is this is us. This is
Even if that is the case, and it's Axe now. Yeah, everybody loves the Axe with the spray, and they spray it all over. You still have to. I'm gonna just say it. Shower's a blessing. Gotta be clean. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm trying to help somebody.
so so I'm gonna share another video. So I
Yes,
can go
yes.
laugh.
And I'm gonna decompress
Cause,
now. I've done way too much.
cause, cause I'm yet holding on by a thread. I need you to know. You are. I'm doing my best. So, ladies
Is
and
this gonna take us
gentlemen,
in? This one gonna take us in. I bet.
listen. I can't say that
Can't
because
say it? Okay. Okay.
Quinn did it so well. I just want to share
Great.
the pianist.
Okay.
I won't say anything else. Let's just go. Here it is. Focus on the hands, people. Focus on the hands. Yes, Maddie, unstable.
Now, you know, Mama Lita's gonna be mad. My hands are too flat.
You better sit still. Don't you be playing and hunching your shoulders.
The baby sang it way better. I love what she did.
Listen.
Awesome. That's so sweet.
I was really gonna try to line it up with you playing. Oh, I didn't have the time.
Sleigh bells in the air.
Yes. Boy, when that harmony comes in, I almost lose it.
Christmas time is here.
Oh, yes, it is.
We'll be drawing. It always seems such spirit sleigh bells in the air, beauty everywhere. Yuletide by the fireside and joyful memories there. Christmas time is here. We'll be drawing near. Oh, that we will always see such spirit through the year.
I love it.
It was a
There's
lovely
that laugh.
welcome to a very special Christmas concert.
Listen. We got to take the audience back. We got to go back a little bit. So now look, there was a time, and I don't even really watch a lot of television now, so I don't even know what they're doing now. But there was a
Nothing.
time where
Nothing.
if you made it, you know, Sidney Poitier, Diane Carroll, if you made it, you got a special. First of all, and if you got a Christmas special as a celebrity back in the '60s through early '80s, that was massive. Diana Ross. There's a Motown special. Check your YouTube and just look up holiday or Christmas special, Jackson 5, all of those acts that were musical variety. That was like the first time a lot of our people were seen on television in a
Yep.
non-traditional role where they were just allowed to go and sing their one hit song and then get off the stage. Those holiday specials
Yes.
really open up the world to see that yes, we have Christmas too. We celebrate. We have our own flavor, and I think what this special that we've done takes it even to where a lot of music comes to life in the local, in the neighborhood, in the church.
Yes.
Every church choir does their best to interpret, the hits or whatever, right? And a lot of those musicians will grow up and become the road tour musicians for those major acts. It's a great cycle. So when we do things like this is really capturing I think, in a way that was not available, due to technology, cost, and all that kind of stuff. We're able to
Right.
showcase what we've always done. This is actually nothing new, but it really just kind of puts it in our locality, in our unique individual voices. Your interpretations are as good and better. I won't even say if not better and better than those people who are out there with the fame and all that kind of stuff. The time is coming.
I was
So
just
I would
singing
say
what was on my heart.
that's all right. And I've just so who's out there now? Beyonce holiday special. You need to contract with Lady Fran. Whoever else is out there, listen. You got to get with the people who are doing it at this local level, and who are doing it with the heart. You said you're singing from the heart. Can't audience? Can you not tell when her voice comes forth? This is not just like that song. Mary, did you know that when you looked at your baby boy, you were seeing the face of God? Well, don't
Ooh,
you
ooh,
know?
ooh.
Don't do it. Okay.
Cut. This no, cause this is the first year nobody said, Fran, you ain't gonna sing Mary, did you know? Cause last year I told them she knew. The angel told her, okay? So she knew. God bless you.
She did. She did. And
Let's stop asking the question. Mary, did you
right.
know? The angel had told it her. I'll stop. Okay. That's why I said
But
cut. Because I can't believe I actually it's about to
you
be Christmas
survived the whole
tomorrow and I did
season.
not get that question.
Amen. Praise.
Thank y'all.
This is turned into praise, even with
Thank y'all.
even in spite of hey, it made it. And look at how much more there is available when you look at a very special Christmas. You say, "Come on, glory! Come on with the glory!" But because what I shared was that I want to see the film made when the angels come to the shepherd. Because first it's one angel, midnight sky. Picture it. The one beam of light pierces out, and it's the angel, and the shepherds are like, oh my goodness, they're afraid. And then as the angel tells them, fear not, and all that kind of stuff, then all of a sudden the sky rips open, and the heavenly hosts and all of angels of all sizes and shapes beaming light, and the sound of the great hallelujah chorus in the middle of the desert, in the middle of this, what we are told is cold.
Keep going. I got you.
Yes, exactly. I want the audience to be sore afraid. I want them to be sore until they get to the manger scene, and then they can worship. Okay, it takes the journey for them to
Bishop.
say, the angel told us we must go, and the angel said, "Don't be afraid," but we're still yet sore afraid. Fred. So I want to see that captured on film. I want to see a diverse cast. Yes, I'm pastoring now. I'm no longer producing, or at least not full time. But the vision has been there for a long time to really emphasize. I think the film should be called Bethlehem, which means literally in the Hebrew language, house of bread, the house where the bread of life was first revealed to us. And I think what we can do with that is to really, I don't know, change some lives, help people to see this Christmas thing isn't just all commercial. It's not just all what's on sale and all the gifts and all
Not
that kind of
toys
stuff.
and gifts
Yeah,
and
that's just
all of
a
this stuff.
symbol.
The
It's
winter wonderland. It's
all
about
good.
Jesus. Oh,
The
sorry, I felt
reason
it. It
for
was
the
right there.
season.
It was
You
right
with
there.
me? You with? Because if an angel
It was
came and woke
boiling.
you up in the middle, imagine if you, Lady Fran, were young Mary, and you got a knock on your hut door in the midst of the evening, and he said unto you, fair maiden, highly favored of the Lord, that the Holy Ghost shall
And I would have
overwhelm you.
said, brother, you are at the wrong address. Cause first of all, not only is Joseph about to dump me, my mama gonna kill me. So I'm gonna need you to take you and your message. That's why he knew what he was doing. The Lord knew they knew who could
Gabriel
be
couldn't have
trusted
got
with
through that
such a
night.
task. Gabriel would have got beat up. All right, I would have gave him my best shot because you trying to mess up everything. You are not.
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon
No,
his shoulders. It took me a long
and
time
I
to
would have
understand
said, "Did
that.
you go tell?" I would have said, "Did you go tell my mom that first?"
Right,
Because
right. Not
see
even
the way
Joseph.
this is about to go. Yeah, let's not talk about Joseph just yet. Did you go tell them? Because they didn't already receive this money, because it was a transaction that took
Right.
place
The
whenever
dowry.
the dowry he had already been paid, and he was gonna put her away quietly. We ain't gotta preach this thing. Let's listen to some more music, cause see, cause
More
we
music.
that's what
More
happened when you
music.
put two preachers. So here we go. Since we talking about the child, can somebody please answer the question? What child is this?
Yes.
Hallelujah today.
Musicians should know what I'm doing right now.
Let's get that timing. As soon as I see the timing. Oh,
That
there
I
you are.
messed up,
Okay.
but we won't go there.
That wasn't you, that was me.
As the shepherds came, and the wise men, and the unnamed innkeeper, they were trying to figure out what was going on with this young couple. Let's hit that 5-4, and they just wanted to know.
Ah, there it is. I told you it was me.
On Mary's lap is sleeping. Whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch are keeping. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary.
Play, sir. Come on.
Right there. So bring him incense, gold, and myrrh, compassing King to own him. The King of Kings,
Yes.
salvation brings. Let loving hearts enthrone him. Praise, praise the song on high. The Virgin sings a lullaby.
Work that.
Joy
Yes.
to Christ is born, the babe, the Son of Mary.
Trumpet solo. Doing it.
That's my favorite part. Because I literally had to listen and project where I thought you were going. I love that kind of stuff.
Nice little scat. And next time we'll just have to add in the drum solo. Just for you to
Yes.
vocal and drum and maintain that complicated rhythm. Bravo.
Thank you, sir.
Not worthy.
That reminded me of my mom right there.
Mary's lap is sleeping. Whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch. Whose child is this?
We have a lost child on aisle 5.
Lost on Alpine. Well, that happened later as they went to Jerusalem at about 12 years old.
You ought to tell the story.
And his mother and father went sorrowing looking for him. But he was in the temple. He wasn't on no video game.
And what did he say?
Okay?
What did he say to
He
his
says,
mama?
"No, ye not.
No, you
List ye not, in fact,
Yes.
in the King James, that I must be about my father's business."
Badger's business.
Like that.
Yes.
Listen, things like that. All I can say from a technical standpoint, I'm going to once again reiterate: folks need to understand when you're doing a live broadcast, even though we were taping, when you're doing the music,
Yeah.
it is live. Because you want to capture the
Yes.
moment, not just to get through the
Yes.
performance, but you're trying to capture all the moments, the nuances. As gospel musicians / jazz musicians, that improvisation is a part of the performance, different from a classical.
I love
or
it.
type of. So we have to try to make sure that we're spontaneous. And Sister Fran was definitely on the fly with that solo. We had practiced to know the beats of the song, but little things like that are completely unrehearsed. And when you have to do
Right.
another take, it's a whole separate take. You can't recapture that. You can't edit
Yes.
it together. So people need to understand that takes. You can't do that, and that's your first or second year uh, in the pageant. That takes some
Right.
labor, some time, some discipline. Musician, I'm gonna just put this
Yes.
out here. All these challenges, the what's it? The can we talk? All
Can
kind of
we
stuff. Yes,
talk?
yes. That's. But see, look at what Sister Fran can do. I always point the wrong direction. Look at what she can do by mastering and understanding the instrument, which is her voice. I understand you
Yeah.
got riffs, you got runs, you got all this sound like a video game in a
But can
casino.
you sing it straight?
I love
You
it,
know,
but if you cannot
runs are
go
great.
there, you don't know the
I'm
song.
sorry,
It's
I didn't mean to.
trouble.
I didn't mean to cut you
That's
off,
okay.
but no,
Go
you're
for it. Go for
absolutely
it.
right. You can't if you can't sing it straight. All
Yeah.
right, don't
Yeah.
try to do the runs because you don't know where to go. You have to
Yep.
know the melody of the song so that
To
you know
know
where
the
to go.
song.
And I do not claim to be any of those things. I just enjoyed jazz as a
Yeah.
teenager, and so
Yes.
then when I learned when I was singing with the chorale and you're breathing and how and this is something I want to point out, and
Yes.
I rarely do this, but the idea of me singing these songs, my thought process was I want to tell the story while I'm
Thank you.
singing.
That's what you're
And the
supposed to do.
artist, yeah, the artist I grew up listening to, your Ella Fitzgerald, who,
Yes.
she
Yes.
could
Yes.
take her voice and change it to get to where she wanted to be. Something that preachers do. I have this guy that I watch on Instagram,
Yeah.
I am Will Johnson,
Yes.
and
Oh, he's awesome.
where he was teaching math concepts to his students. He was telling them,
Yes. Preaching it.
get mysterious, So it
Yep.
all of these inflections, all of the different things that you do with your voice, I try to make my voice as much of an instrument as possible. So
Amen.
when I scat, what's happening with me, I'm hearing my mother playing. Because when my mother plays solos,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
now when I start going up high, then I see Wynton Marsalis
Yes.
standing
Yes.
on the stage, and he's playing his trumpet, and those notes just seem effortless.
Yes.
And but I realize my limitation because there's still some things that I'm still learning, even in music. All these years singing, and I'm still learning. Why? Because I'm still teachable.
That's the
So,
journey. That is the
you
journey.
know,
I gotta tell you, and I gotta put this in here. Listen, you're those of you who are watching official Just Fran channel, you saw at the beginning what she's doing with the editing and the video. That is just a small sliver of all that she is capable of doing with her voice, with her teaching, all that kind of stuff, the mastery with the drums, the keyboard, and all that. Listen, that does not come overnight. That comes again with the discipline, the practice, but also you have to learn to appreciate the things that can contribute to your own individual craft. For
Right.
me, listening to Vince Guaraldi, who did the performance of Christmas Time, is here. He didn't write it,
Yes.
but he's the one who made it the signature performance. Things like
Yes.
that. And then for my mother, I hear my mother in what I'm playing there in the special. But also, my mother taught me about being an accompanist to a vocalist. Okay, you cannot
Talk about that.
musician, pianist, organist. If you gotta compete with the singer, you need to book yourself as a solo act and get your own
Yes.
background singers to back you. I look at Corey Henry, who is a great organist,
Ooh,
Cornell
my
Gaston, these
favorite.
guys who just do this wonderful stuff, but they put themselves in the forefront. And when it's time to accompany, they know how to be right
To
behind the
fall
singer, but
back.
give the singer
Yes.
what they need, the foundation. They
Yes.
play the song for all the scatting and
Yes.
running vocally or as an instrumentalist. If don't nobody know what you're playing, and this is one of the things that the pandemic has kind of robbed us of, the choir experience, the congregational singing experience, because we can't really sing behind masks as a congregation. We have to hold on to this in our more private and smaller settings because we got to know how to be together and make the room an instrument. When you're singing congregationally, the room becomes the chamber of the violin or the viola or
Yes.
whatnot. When you're in your choir becomes actually one voice, even with three or four parts and 50 or 60 voices, they become voice. And when you don't teach that or you don't encourage that, or you don't understand why that must be a unity in this multiplicity, you end up with a cacophony of racket. And when I start to say things like, I can't come and be in somebody's church and all they do is screaming at each other for hours and hours and hours, the food's going to be cold when it's over. Let's go ahead and get to the refreshment.
Right.
If the quality is not there, if you're not putting in the discipline, if you're not learning your part, if you're not giving the direction to the musicians, if you're not receiving the direction, maybe it's just not your time to shine. Your time will come. But we got to do things right, decently and orderly, prayerfully and carefully. And what we see in evidence in what we've done in this special is just a little sample of how it can be done and still be fun. How you can incorporate all
Yes.
these different elements from the jazz, the gospel, the churchy, the hymn. That what child is this? It was a very mysterious chant. Is what it was. We don't really do a lot of chants anymore. We laugh about that, but
No.
that's where it's from. So we have to honor all these things and then again make it our own. Last little piece I'm gonna say is you said it perfectly. Singing is telling the story. The Christmas
Absolutely.
carols, there are lessons in those carols. It's not just about a jingle bell. That's secular. When you talk about a silent night away in a manger, joy to the world. When you talk about it came upon a midnight clear, oh little town of Bethlehem. These are stories these are Bible stories that are interpreted into music. And I got to tell you, you got to know your narrative. What is your story? How did the coming of the Christ child impact your life? What is your personal narrative that you're going to say to somebody that it comes back to you, not as a rumor, but as an extension of your testimony? I help people with that at
Absolutely.
drkid.com. But I say that in the secular and in the spiritual, you need to know your story. What is your testimony at Christmas time? What blessing came
Yes.
to you in the form of this child? And how are you going to share that story? Is it in music? Is it in art? Is it in performance? Is it in supporting and helping others and pushing them forward when it's their time, knowing that your time is yet to come? Everybody want to be on the mic. Everybody don't need to be on the mic. I'm a preacher. You don't have to give me the mic all the time. I know how to. I
That
know how to
part.
be silent and in prayer when somebody else is going to stand and give them all of the same energy, the same output of energy, so that they get that support. It's unseen. The spirit will enter with the groanings, all that kind of stuff. But we got to come out of this selfishness and this commercial mindset, especially when it comes to things like this. In times like this, we have not seen the end of the pandemic. We've not seen the worst of it, I don't think. So we got to use times like this where we do have the joy and the merriness and all that kind of stuff. Make sure you got some on the inside to match the flash. Okay, I'm through. I'm stopped.
Absolutely. So the no, you're good. The idea of all of our songs. One the final thing I'll say before I go to our the next song. This is the second
Okay.
to the last one.
Yeah.
When these songs were put together and how
Yeah.
the framework that was in my mind concerning the special, what I wanted to see was what I wanted to hear was the story being told. I wasn't really doing it for the visual effects of things. I figured that this would be something that, you know what, oh, I want to hear this song, or I want to hear the way they did it. And you can play it and you can still be moving around your home doing your thing and still feel all of it. I wanted you to feel Christmas. The whole idea was to feel it because it really felt people were distant, and I feel like I have been so cheery and this entire season, just whenever I see some Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, I don't care if I don't even know you. I'm saying it because I don't know if I'm the only one who's going to speak those kind words to you. I always think of the song that my aunt would sing, give me my flowers while I can smell them, while I can see them. Speak kind words to me while I can hear them. So it's like there are so many people that are just maneuvering through life. They're just meandering, trying to get through it. And I want people to know I get it. I understand. For those that are not able to still be with their families, there are some people who came down with COVID and they still can't be around their family this year. My heart goes out to you. I'm praying for you. And I really hope that this video from last year and our commentary from this evening brings you some joy, makes you laugh, makes you reminisce, and makes your heart warm. I hope you feel Christmas on Christmas Eve. So, without further ado, Oh Holy Night.
Ooh.
So, we have one more song. And I requested, I'm just, breaking the fourth wall. So I requested that we not do the entire song because it reminded me of Best Man Holiday about 2, maybe 3 years ago when it came out. And, Mia had cancer, but no one really knew at the time. And when they had the whole sit around in their living room space around the piano, and the children started singing, and it got to a part that just completely overwhelmed Mia. And it was almost as if because of what was coming, it was almost a foreshadowing of she was basically saying she was ready. And I know a lot of people have had to accept the fact that they have loved ones that are not here. I know we have laughed. I know we have really, tried to be a part of your Christmas just as much as you're a part of ours. But there are some that a lot of them are laughing through the tears. There are many who are laughing through depression, through heartache, and I want you to know that, we always say that his eyes on the sparrow, but I want you to know that he's assigned angels to us. He would dispatch angels to come see about us. And I wanted you to know that all we have to do is to remember that in all of our ways to acknowledge him, and he will direct our path. You better teach from the drums, ma'am. The name of the song is Oh Holy Night. And I knew I wasn't going to make it through it because I can already feel it just with everything I've said.
It's all right.
And I was trying not to say all of that so it wouldn't catch me. But it says, fall on your knees, come on, mysterious choir.
Yes. Spirit choir. Yes. Angelic.
They're there.
Okay, I made it.
I
I
gotta
didn't cry.
punch
It's all
in.
right.
I
Take your
gotta
time.
punch in. I gotta punch in because that right there. First of all, when you were talking about the setup, this really was like a concerto. You put together a libretto of how the story would be told through a combination of the secular, the gospel, the hymn, the anthem. All of
Yes.
these things are a part of our culture as Americans, as African Americans, as churchy African Americans. And you even brought it in from
Yes.
the context of that film and how they use that ancient song. That is an old song like an aria or something like that, and black people have taken "Oh Holy Night." Now, yes, I can listen to any setting of that song, and it has a very similar impact on me because you
Yes.
can sing it with just a guitar, just a cappella. But when you add that gospel flavor, I can tell you that it brings an element, yes, of worship, but also of how the Christmas story is a personal thing. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yes.
and it's really even hard to put into words, but I know there's some people who don't have a lot of cultural exposure outside their own little world, their own little bubble. I was talking about that with someone earlier today, and it's not to say that anything is wrong. If anything, Christmas is definitely one of those times where you can kind of bridge gaps and learn from one another. Even one of the verses of that song, learn the verses, learn the words, but it talks about how brotherhood and sisterhood is a part of the message of Christ at Christmas. And so when you put your soul into that performance, you gospelize that classical anthemic, it's still just as grand. Every time somebody hits that high note all night,
Right.
I mean, that's gonna take you. It's transcendent. It takes you up there with the angels singing. So
Absolutely.
I really appreciate what you did with that. Yes, it's hard to get through the whole song. Yes, doing that snippet was perfect, and again, it made sense within the libretto that you created. So Fran, the opera. I'm just waiting for it to come. I won't be
I would love
surprised.
to do something like that. I've always felt like my voice is it's a bit different. I had I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna move to the
Go
last
ahead.
part of
Yeah,
our production for this
yeah,
evening.
yeah.
I had the opportunity to speak at this church a couple of
Mm-hmm.
weeks ago, and I sung the Corinthian song, and
Mm,
the pastor made mention of, he was like, I'm sorry, he said, I'm a singer and I have to say this, but your control of your
yes.
low range is, he said, it is ridiculous. He said it reminded him of, it gave him Mahalia, it gave him Layla, and I loved his illustrations because those are two individuals that I thoroughly appreciate their musicianship, the quality of their singing, and
Yes.
their diction and how they pronounce their words. My mother has always taught me
Yes.
enunciate,
Yes.
enunciate, and so
Pronounce the whole word.
pronoun. I listen. We always took it further with me as a child because she was like, "No, I want to expand your vocabulary. I don't just want you to pronounce. I want you to enunciate." And so that
Enunciate. Yes.
became, yeah, it became a part. It became a part of me that when I sing in telling the story, part of telling the story is being able to understand what the person is saying. And
Thank
so
you.
I found
Come on.
artists that practiced and
Mhm.
honed that craft. Another one is Lettucey. I really appreciate
Yeah.
that craft of
Yes.
singing. And so I feel as a singer, it is the utmost respect to present a song at your
Yeah.
best. And
Yes.
that's what I wanted to try to do.
Re-
So
res-
I appreciate the compliments. I
yeah.
appreciate all of the the sweet words. But I mean it from my heart. When I
Yeah.
sing, I'm singing what's in my soul. I'm singing it in a way to convey it as if I want you to visualize it. I want you to feel it. And that movie reference was so pivotal to me because
Hmm.
it spoke of how some are celebrating, but they're celebrating with something terminal. And the mere
Right.
fact that even in the midst of the terminality of her situation, she could still lift her hands and recognize God in the midst of it. So I love when I find movies that are
Yes.
secular movies, but
Mhm.
they hone in on God. You
Yep.
have me sold
Yep.
when you do that,
Yep.
because
Come on now.
I don't care how many gifts, I don't care all of that stuff. If you don't know the story of Christ's birth, if you don't see yourself to the person, and oh, okay, if you don't see yourself in his story,
Come on
you
now.
know, it's so important. So whenever someone makes you feel less than, I want you to think about Jesus. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Can anything good come out of being born in Bethlehem in a
Yes.
slop trough? The answer is yes. All right. So now, I felt the best way to end our production for this evening is with my young people and with my very
Yay.
own villager, Sister Erin
Awesome.
Gibson, telling the story of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Why? Because it is
Awesome.
the night before Christmas. And this has been
So it
absolutely
is.
wonderful and
Yes.
amazing. So please enjoy, and we'll be back with final remarks. All right.
Good morning, everybody. Are you guys ready for class? How was your week? Wow.
She's our Sunday school teacher, and so she wanted to give the same
I have a story for you.
feel for morning service.
'Twas the night before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and Mary and Joe, I mean Joseph, had traveled all day and had no place to go. The clerk at the inn said, "I'm sorry, we're booked. There must be some place. We're booked. There, you haven't looked." 'Twas the night before Christmas. No one seemed to care that Joseph and Mary even were there. They found an old stable, and Mary was glad. Did it? It did stink. They were in there with animals and hay.
I heard that.
It that the innkeeper had. 'Twas at Gabriel's command. The choir of departed as planned. We'll make the announcement, and then while they gaze, we'll sing our carols, worship and praise. 'Twas the night before Christmas. The cattle were still. The cry of that baby gave Mary a thrill. The angels delivered their message to men. They seemed so excited, they sang it again. 'Twas the night before Christmas when God sent to earth the world's greatest present. It was Jesus' birth. Wrapped in a blanket and sleeping on hay, God became man on that first Christmas day.
And even my cameraman, the camera person who was operating the camera is 16 years old.
Wow. Yes.
I wanted children to be all involved, and he's learning, and we're going to get that hand stable.
It's all good. Give him a good start.
Yep. And so our male chorus accompanied them from behind, so they had a nice full sound. I was very proud of them.
Look, you got dads and kids together. Bravo. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
They felt so limited trying to sing behind their mask. Poor babies.
Our rule was down to sing, up,
Yeah.
I see Missy with her gloves on. I'm done.
She was ready, okay?
For the population that doesn't know this song, learn this song.
Please.
Racism can end if you learn this song.
It was the wiggle for me.
Yes.
Absolutely. So I was definitely proud of them and their first production since Corona began,
Right.
and
Right.
I really wanted to ensure that they had an awesome time. But now you can say you've heard the story.
Yes.
You've heard the story of Jesus Christ, his birth, and how he changed everyone's life just by being who he is. And so hopefully your life has been changed. Hopefully you are filled with joy, laughter, and peace and serenity. I hope you have your eggnog. I hope your tree is as pretty as you want it to be. And I also want you to know the decorations in our production were also done by Miss Rosie's balloons. So I'm just Team Rosie, I guess. All of my decorations and everything. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the support. I'm grateful for the love. I hope you have enjoyed. I've had an awesome time. Wayne, thank you so much for joining, because I know it's a time difference. So you in the getting close to the midnight hour.
Let me just say, I am on the East Coast. It's wonderful, great seeing so many folks. Everybody I don't get to see, don't think I don't love you, because I
Yeah.
do. For my First Timothy family, I miss everybody already whenever I have to go away, but we are in good hands. And I just want to thank you, Sister Fran, for making these opportunities possible, because it's not just one here or there,
Sure.
it's these opportunities. And the last thing I'm going to say is there are many people who have experienced loss in the last year, in the last 2 years. If this is your first Christmas, that is a different kind of Christmas.
Yeah.
A Christmas where you have to reconfigure, have to relearn, have to restart some things. Do everything you can to still have yourself a merry little Christmas, because it'll be worthwhile to start the new year with the spirit of celebration. So thank you to all. Merry Christmas. God bless you. Appreciate it. Good memories. We'll do this again next year, just like Charlie Brown and the Grinch. You're going to watch A Very Special Christmas.
Absolutely, and we're gonna keep adding to it and making things even more pretty and bright. And so, from my heart to yours, Merry Christmas, and
Merry
I'll see you
Christmas.
next week. Thank you again for tuning in to Conversations with Fran, available on the Just Fran channel on YouTube as well as Facebook Live. Text Tribe to 855-926-1023 to be a part of the texting community. For your considerations, 2022 bookings are now available for speaking engagements, singing, event hosting, background vocals, and acting. Contact the Just Fran brand at gmail.com or official_Just Fran on Instagram. For more information, 323-327-1152. And until next time, this is the Just Fran brand.